Hi, welcome, kings and queens. Listen, I am smiling from ear to ear as I just said hello and greeted you all because as I try to go through my comments, and depending on how many comments there are in the chat, some of them I can get through, some of them I cannot. But I've started to notice a trend, and people keep saying, "Hey, we've missed you." And I feel like I've been here, but maybe I haven't. So it's really important for me to hone in on your feedback and also your commentary in the chat. So I am going to attempt to show up a little bit more when it comes to love and marriage commentary. Love and marriage Huntsville commentary. Now, I have to be honest with you. I'm having a cup of coffee, so this is our honesty time, and this is where I feel like I can just kind of share with you, and feel free to share with me. Okay, so covering love and marriage takes me to a different place where I become really direct, real assertive, and sometimes really straightforward because it's a different kind of show. And every now and then I have to check my heart. I have to do like a heart check. And the reason you haven't seen me appear as often as I probably have in the past is because I have to check my agenda when I'm posting. And I talk to myself and I said, okay, what's your agenda? What's your mood? How are you feeling? And if it isn't alignment, if it's not in alignment with where I should be headed, I don't post, right? Because then that's where that venom can come from about how I feel about some of these people and their behaviors on television. So I said all of that to say good morning. I will be posting more about love and marriage Huntsville, but I'm going to do it in a very creative way and just talk like I would if we were just all good girlfriends and guy friends and family sitting at the kitchen table. And maybe that'll take a little bit of the edge off. But here I am. Today we are talking. I want to talk about Martell Holt and all of these shenanigans that he has pulled over the past 2 years consistently. All of this nasty and ugly behavior. Okay. So go ahead and get comfortable. If you're at work, adjust your volume, put your headpieces, your earphones in so you won't get in trouble. But let's just talk about this like we're just good neighbors in the palace. For those of you who are just tuned in, or if you're new to the channel, welcome to the palace. I am Queen Sheba. I cover a variety of hot topics specific to reality television, but most importantly, I hone in on the psychological and the behavioral traits of the Black experience. Is a storm. I used to call him Hurricane Holt when I first started reporting and giving commentary on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Y'all have got to go back. For real. Y'all have got to go back, pull up my Love and Marriage playlist, and go back to when I first started sharing my commentary. Nothing has changed. And a lot of the things that I've predicted, bam, here we are today. Martell Holt will eventually have to hit rock bottom before anything changes in his life. Now, recently there was a footage going around on social media, and he's just out with the ladies because, the ladies love him. They love him. Women who are willing to overlook his monstrous behaviors, support him through thick and thin, be it his mother, be it former cast members of the show, right? Women in the chat. And y'all, that's where we go wrong as women. Like we've got to stop this BS, right? But let me just say, he's going to have to hit rock bottom before that man ever pauses to shift. And I'm not going to even give him the benefit of the doubt to say it will change him, because I don't know. Martell is an old fool. Martell is an old fool. That man is over 40 years old. So it's hard to change or to heal and or mend a broken man. It is easier to train a young boy into a healthy man, opposed to trying to heal and love a man. You cannot heal and love a broken man, honey. You got to give him to God. That man tried it. That man tried it and then took Melody to court, right? And had the audacity to double down on the ask. Okay. I guess his reasoning was, you gonna have to pay me to leave me. Right? Because that's all I can think of. And wanted her to pay, allegedly, his lawyer fees, child support, and also allegedly a portion of Sugar Mama's proceeds from Sugar Mama's products that he did not invest any money into that. I really want y'all to think about the gravity of this situation. So let's take Melody's face off of the table. Let's take Martell's face off the table. I want you to plug in another woman that you know that appears to be in a healthy, loving marriage. Be it yourself, be it a family member, your neighbors, women that are in dynamic marriages on the outside looking in. They seem to be a power couple. You just found out this morning, waking up, that our husband of 13, 14 years has been carrying on an affair for over the course of 5 years. Not only that, the woman works hard. They have successful businesses, beautiful children, and the mistress, yes, the thought of it all, gets to sit at home all day on her behind, watching The Young and the Restless, driving a BMW, enjoying the fruits of the labor of the wife. The couple tries to work it out. Unfortunately, you learn that he's never stopped engaging with the mistress. And as a matter of fact, she has a baby on the way. And not only does she have a baby on the way, she's terminated at least 2 to 3 other pregnancies. Now, is that a man that wants his family back? Is that a man that loves his wife? Is that a man that's a good father? Let's move on. So now the wife decides, whomever you've placed, in front of Melody's face, now the woman decides, this is too much for me. I am crumbling on the inside. This is too much. I gotta go, and I gotta go right now. She files for divorce. She leaves him. Let the games begin. Okay, so she files for divorce. The games have begun. She just doesn't know it yet, right? Now he becomes antagonistic. He starts a smear campaign about her, whether it's true or not, alleging that she's been very promiscuous outside of the union, refused to allow her to gather her belongings, to at least have a decent start for her children, right? He engages with the mistress. He allows the mistress to taunt her, and then to make your life more. So wait a minute. Let me back up. The woman wants to play fair, like we all do, because we don't want to hurt his esteem. We don't want to emasculate him. He is a black man, so it's our job to protect him, right? I'm going to help him out. His lights are turned off. I'm going to help him a little bit. Even though I know I shouldn't, I'm doing it out the goodness of my heart. But he wouldn't even let me take my stuff. And now his mistress is online, poking, calling me name, referencing my children every now and then. Now he's gotten cast members to do it, co-workers to do it. And before you know it, this is a full-out warfare against the woman. Before I get into Martell, ladies, you cannot show any ounce of affection to a man that is committed to mistreating you. You cannot put your superwoman cape on and be determined to save the day. Trust me, it will not work in your favor. So he takes her to court and he tries to take her children away. And he comes up with this bullshit ass case of 20-something babysitters. But listen, Martell, same thing, make you laugh, make you cry. Because it all backfired. It all backfired. The Negro ran out of money. allegedly threw a damn fit in that court and showed who he really is. And when I'm saying the judge was probably like, will the real Slim Shady please stand up? Ta-da, there you have it, Martell Holt. It is hard being with a good-looking narcissist, a charmer, a deceiver, because people rarely ever believe the woman. Rarely ever. The man would literally have to do something so detrimental. We've seen it right here with Melody as an example. The man would literally have to do something so detrimental before people are willing to give this guy a second glance. Like, what is that? You still see people going out to dinner with him, right? You know, I know Nell had good intentions, but she's asking Melody, are you sure there's nothing that can be done? Do you get what I'm saying? Ladies, I need you to be steadfast in 2023. I really need you to get solid in your self-love, your self-care, and self-awareness. I really need you and want you to really assess the decisions that you're making regarding a mate, men that you're dating, courting, and allowing access not only to you, your children, but your home. I'm not here for negativity, but we've got to really look at this thing, right? Because Martell Holt is one of the ones that plays off of women, right? Utilizes women and their need for a man to get his way. So he went to that courthouse and did all of that. And I know they said that, he was ordered to go to therapy. Martell was been ordered to go to therapy, y'all. Melody told us that years ago. He just didn't go. But because he's such a charmer, you know, the hiss of a snake, because he's such a charmer, nobody really enforced it. There were probably reminders that he needed to, but the shit literally had to hit the fan. The shit really had to hit the fan for it to be reinforced. Here are the parameters of this decision, right? Regarding the kids. Now, things have remained the same from my knowledge with the 7 days on and 7 days off. And when you think about custody hearings, they are tough, right? They're very tough because the goal is to operate in the interest of the children. And I'm sure the judge decided that even though Martell can be cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, the interest of the children is to have access to their father. Do you kind of get what I'm saying? In my opinion, we ain't seen nothing yet. I know. Imagine that, right? In my opinion, we ain't seen nothing yet. This man is going to go, I said it. I said he's going to continue on with this destructive behavior until he hit rock bottom. Martell is not afraid of acting up in front of a judge or acting up in front of a cop because he's gotten off too many times. This is just the beginning. He's going to continue, in my opinion, to taunt, to poke, to harass, to stalk Melody, to continue to leverage those children for his own personal agenda. And speaking of children, I want to say something. Have you noticed he hasn't posted Knox? Yeah, let's talk about it. Because you need the Eminem children to make Knox acceptable in your crazy saga. Post Knox by himself, right? You remember when everything was going on and he allegedly went to jail? He and Ariane to cool off. There has been no post. How come you won't post your only child with her? How come you have to always integrate him into the life of the Eminem kids that Melody and yourself created for those kids? Because I feel like that's his dark way of trying to legitimize that child by way of his other children. Yeah. And I'm putting that out there to show you that this man does not mean well. And he'll use anybody, including children, to make his agenda look great. You know, going on tape, I love all my kids, right? And they just love their brother. Okay, well, where's the love now? Where's the love now of you and Knox? You get posted out to lunch with women. You post everything else. That man was going to utilize Melody's money to fund his future. To fund his future. And had he gotten his way, not only would Melody's resources would have been used to fund his future, but also Arion's future, Knox's future. Knox would have came up off of Melody's hard work. Y'all, Martell is sick. He's depraved, and he will do anything to continue to cause distress and disruption in Melody's life. I don't know if there is a quick fix for this, because I feel like we need to brace ourselves. There's going to be something else coming down the pipeline. He's like a jack in a box. We never know when he's going to pop up. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how things play out. But I guarantee you he'll be back. Okay. So that's just my thought on this. I'm, on the outside looking in, do I wish the kids would have been given to their mother full custody? I can't say yes or no, because kids have their own hearts and their little emotions too. And they, kids tend to love parents unconditionally. So I do know that Martell is a hard pill to swallow. I can imagine that he's creates a lot of emotional distress, probably. He's a manipulator. He appears to be. So I don't know. I just think this custody thing, that man got desperate when he acted up in that court. He ain't got no more money. You flossed that little paycheck that you got from Love and Marriage Huntsville, and his coin, your well is running dry. And I think we're going to start to see more desperate tactics and antics from Martell. Ain't no telling what he's going to come up with next. But I will tell you this, it's all a money grab. His primary focus from here on out is going to be heavily focused on money and finding a way to try to get money from Melody and or other women by associating himself with women that have the capability to be profitable and or pull in large sums of revenue. So that's all I got. What are y'all's thoughts? I just wanted to hop in real quick and talk about that. What are your thoughts?